Australian visa grants from Manila. The topic of visa grants from the Australian Embassy in Manila has been a positive one lately, I must say. Lots of good news for a lot of down under visa clients, and lots of lovely ladies heading to Australia from the Philippines. Our usual high success rate remains in place, of course, and I have to say the embassy staff have been hard-working and highly efficient, especially over the last 3 to 4 months. The Australian Embassy in Manila. Most of you would know that it's staff in the Australian Embassy in Manila who process the offshore visa applications. In other words, the subclass 600 tourist visas, otherwise known as visitor visas, subclass 300 prospective marriage visas, also known as fiancee visas, subclass 309 partner visas, also known as spouse visas, subclass 101 and 445 child visas, subclass 461 New Zealand family relationship visas. Just noting that the last visa grant from them for 2016, which came through to us, was on the 23rd of December, so they worked right up to their holidays, and they were back to it on the 3rd of January. Now, they cop a bit of flack, and Aussies in general are fairly critical of those in important positions and are often quick to rip into them if they do the wrong thing. Bad thing? Sometimes extreme, but in many cases it keeps the honest and contrasts with the awe that Filipinos have for people behind government desks. If Filipinos were a bit more Aussie about things, the queues would be shorter and we wouldn't have to deal with mistakes for ratio of about 1 in 10 with NSO documents like we have to do. And of course, no one is happy when the embassy asks for additional documentation. No one likes it, of course, when they face a refusal on what they assumed was a simple visa application. The embassy website, plus comparisons with most other government applications that Aussies make, yes, I suppose it's fair for the average Aussie to assume that it's all very simple. Thus, the shock at refusals, requests for further information, and with the fact that down on the visa have high expectations when it comes to the quality and the quantity of the information that we ask for and expect from visa applicants. I had somebody the other day tell me that it was just a simple visa application, and take note this person had already had a refusal. And this was a partner visa, which is far from simple. And can't I help him out with a simple list of requirements? I told him it would be like going to a builder and asking for a mansion, but telling him to make it out of old pallets and rusty nails. Well, applications prepared in a simple way lead to fairly speedy refusals. But back to the embassy. We down on the visa, we've been dealing with the Manila Embassy for many years now. Now, many of the case officers that were dealing with many years ago have been there for all that time. Now, we're doing more dealings these days with the actual department in Australia with onshore partner visa applications, and they're a bit of a monolith. You never know who you're communicating with, really. They respond with only first names and sometimes even position numbers. You get position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got no idea who you're actually dealing with. It's not quite the same. The Manila Embassy is staffed by some very experienced people, and given that most are local staff, as in they're mostly Filipinos, you find a fair bit of understanding and empathy with the locals who are making the applications. It also means, take note, that if you try to pull the wool over their eyes with nonsense statements and excuses, let alone false statements and bogus documents, chances are they will see right through it, so be warned. So yes, I consider them to be the good guys and definitely not the bad guys that people make them out to be. Poor applications and unconvincing cases, of course, they won't hesitate to refuse those visa applications. That's their job after all. If the application doesn't meet with the migration regulations, then it must be refused. Now that is Australian law. But I can guarantee you that they would have smiles on their faces every time they can tick an application as granted. And lately, visa applications have been granted earlier rather than later. Tourist visa grants have been taking less than a week, and sometimes only a day or two. And partner visa grants, well, I mean, they seem to be coming through quicker too. And they certainly put in a sterling effort before Christmas to get as many out as possible, as they are fully aware, and they do care that people want to be together. Now, their job is to protect Australia's borders and not to facilitate people's travel plans, but they're still human, and of course they get it. So, for those who are still in the visa application preparation stages, to those awaiting visa application outcomes, we at Down Under Visa wish you a great 2017, and we hope that the year brings you what you want. That means I hope this year sees you and your loved ones together in the one place, where memories and stresses of being apart fade into the past to where they belong. We look forward to being a big part of making that happen. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like to subscribe, you can click on the little button down the bottom corner there, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There are regular articles on aspects of Australian visas to the Philippines on www.downundervisa.com.au. There's a blog page you can subscribe to. There is a free visa assessment form, and there are regular articles on aspects of Australian-Filipino relationships, which you can see on www.filipinowives.com.au. If you can please share these articles and these videos on any of the social media that you use, we would appreciate that. Thank you.